Folks, you are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the armpit of San Gabriel Valley. That gentleman out there is
Dave Denius. I'm in Newport News, Virginia.
he lives by the beach, folks. He
I
he
do.
he went from the desert to the sea. So
I did. Yeah.
yeah, and maybe a little bit from the lakefront. You got to go to Tahoe more often than I ever did.
Oh, now I got lakefront in my backyard.
Oh, look at yo, that's the rain though. That's because it's raining, right?
No, it's a rain. It's a lake. Right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. Look at you. Jeez. And he's got to go camping, folks. He has to go. He's just got to hook up his trailer and go like a mile or two, and he's right there. That's it. That's the extent of his camping.
There's a little more.
Here's the cool part, though. He gets to take this really good tequila with him when he goes camping. And today, folks, we are going to dissect and taste and do all the detail work on Rooster Rojo Anejo. Unbeknownst to me, I did not know when this brand first launched that they were going to go and rest these this beautiful Blanco that reminded me of a vodka bottle and really come out with two more expressions. But they did. Okay, so
yes, we got a full lineup.
We got a full lineup. If you haven't watched the Blanco, go do that. If you haven't watched the Reposado, please do that as well. You'll probably be watching this in May. We're recording this on the 31st of March, folks, because that's how backed up we are. Yeah, be aware. Yeah, I know it sounds awful. Be aware that you have a very, very secure cork. And I guess when this brand first launched, they launched in Europe only.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get it for our European guy out in the UK, and that didn't happen. And I think I've been chasing these guys for 3 years. I think is what we have.
I'm gonna use my Mezcal Stossel.
I am using my Glencairn that I like to use for my Anejos, and beautiful color, man. I gotta say,
it is a beautiful color.
If you have not seen the Ka review, it's streaming live now in April on YouTube. All of our previous months of videos are streaming, all of them at once. You can just binge watch all of this. And we tasted and dissected Ka. We flipped over Ka. Ka had beautiful. It was just it was. We even did a special video just on the bottling, the new branding.
Yep.
But the juice was there. It wasn't all bottle.
Nope.
It wasn't just a pretty bottle.
Stood up to that one. Yep.
Yeah. And it really did. I think it stood up and paid homage to the original Ka. Although we do wish that they came out with a. It's almost the same. I know.
Almost the same.
Dave, the Reposado supposedly is aged only 2 years in French oak.
2 months.
2 months, I'm sorry. Minimum. So Dave has a suspicion that this is not the case, that it's actually a little bit older. Maybe they're blending. We don't know. Okay. All I know is
it's good tequila.
Yeah. When you watch the Reposado video, you're going to hear us talk about how much French oak there is. It's just exclusively French oak, and it's good. I mean, it's not cloying, even though the wonderful sweet notes of chocolate and vanilla and caramel and deep honey and
stuff. Yeah,
everything. So this is the Anejo. How old is this thing aged? Does it say?
Let's say again a minimum of 1 year in used bourbon barrels.
Bourbon barrels. Okay, so Reposado in French, Anejo in bourbon.
Like the Ka.
So if we were to push this out and say this is like Ka light, and there's nothing light about it.
No.
I love the Blanco. I was expecting more of a softer profile. That Blanco was amazing.
Just nothing but agave.
Yeah. I mean, it was the nose and the delivery were equal. They were the same. There was nothing, no surprises. There was no burst of different flavors and savoriness, and it was just You knew what you were getting. It was agave, and it has a long finish to remind you, I'm agave.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
And then the reposado is just all French oak. So I'm kind of anxious to see what this one smells like. Oh my God.
Yep.
Whiskey bourbon. Bourbon
Yep.
whiskey. Bourbon whiskey. Holy schmoly.
Yep. That's definitely different barrels.
Yeah, not the same. The sweetness on the nose is more whiskey forward. I mean, it's almost like Irish whiskey almost. It's sweet.
And yeah, it doesn't say what kind of barrels here other than just used bourbon.
Well, used bourbon. Yeah, if it's used, then it's probably American bourbon. And by law, Tennessee whiskey and bourbon, 1 year, one usage of the barrel, and then they got to get rid of it. That's it. So, wow, this is just full of nice, the more subtle hints of the caramel, more leans toward more of the honey than the cocoa and the chocolate that you've got on the French oak.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's what you would expect out of a Anejo.
Yeah. There's a little bit of alcohol in the center. I'm getting some alcohol. You know, when you have a seal that tight, you can, especially if it's shipped worldwide. Yeah, if it's shipped worldwide with that kind of a tight seal on it, expect to get a little bit of the alcohol. Nothing is escaping out of that bottle. Not even air.
No, that thing was filled to the top there.
Yeah. As it opens up, I'm getting more of the caramel and the honey, more of what we expect out of an añejo in a whiskey bourbon whiskey barrel. Now, what I personally enjoy out of a bourbon barrel is the dryness, because the reposado was dry, just naturally dry. Wow, that's an intense nose too. It's intense.
Yeah, I think with the darkness of the juice, it's kind of what you would expect too. Is big, bold flavors.
Yeah, it's bold. It's bold. It's robust. I think I mentioned that the reposado would probably stand up with a cigar, a bold cigar, a robust cigar. Yeah. Again, legs and tears. Do not. Look at that. It's beautiful.
They're in there. Yeah, I can see them good on yours.
It does.
No, take that away. You can see it good right there.
Just take it off. Yeah. It does not disappoint on legs and tears. Beautiful, beautiful string of pearls. Now they're sheeting down. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's got a nice brassy look to it. I think I really would like to know more about their. They're not going to tell us, because if I know anything about Arturo Fuentes, the master distiller, he's very, very secretive. He's very, he keeps everything at close to the vest.
Yeah.
He's very quiet too. He's very. I remember him not speaking a lot. And that's okay. I think he was more confused because he didn't know what to expect from 35 Americans who just showed up at his distillery when this was before they did any tours. I don't even think the Fábrica de Tequilas Finos, where this comes from, is still not doing tours, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. They could be open for tours now, but it's not something that they generally did even before tours became a thing.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm ready to dive in.
I'm ready. I've been ready.
Did that? Let's just go. Let's do it.
Get that barrel sweetness right up front. Wow.
Now it's behaving more like what I'm used to. There's an explosion at mid palate.
Yep.
Hot cinnamon spice
going down the back.
Yeah, from mid palate to the rear, and then that finish. Wow, what a long finish! The other two were long, but this was really long.
Get the barrel tannins there.
Yeah, and yeah, you were right. It's finishing dry, just dry in a different manner than the French oak. Yes. French oak dry and bourbon barrel dry are two different things.
I can tell. Yes.
Wow,
That's a
full body tequila,
that's
folks.
a full bodied Anejo. Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Wow.
After dinner, I wouldn't even mix this. Honestly, I know it looks fun. The branding is kind of a fun branding, but it's some serious juice on the inside. Wow.
Mm.
This'll play all over the South, Tennessee, Atlanta, all the southern hotbeds for tequila. For those of you who are bourbon and whiskey people, or even Texas. Yeah, Tennessee whiskey,
Yeah.
uh,
I know
but
the whiskey, but
yeah, it's really just anybody who's an oak head will not be disappointed. But
no.
it's not so oaky like I'm biting into a 2x4. Okay, that's not what it is.
Yeah, it's not as oaky as like what the Amarada. That
Oh, Amarada.
back,
Yeah, yeah,
the really big oak.
yeah.
It's not that oaky.
I got a surprise for you about Amarada too. um, just
Offline.
for those of you, no. For those of you who remember Amarada, and we did taste it. Beautiful bottle, beautiful. It's owned by it's a female brand owner. Um, they contacted us just today, and they would like to resubmit. Um,
I know they redid their bottles.
yeah, sadly, the bottle maker where they had the colored bottles, those beautiful colored bottles,
Yeah,
burned down.
Oh,
Yeah, and so they had to go into a mad rush to find a new bottle maker and emulate the same type of bottle, but now it doesn't come in the colored bottles. So if you have a colored bottle Amarada, you might want to hang on to it because it's now a collector's piece. Okay, but I digress. Anyway, you brought it up. I had to bring it up because it's a valid comparison. Amarada really was very oaky.
it was very oaky. This is not that oaky. No.
No. This one I think is clean across the board.
You get the bourbon whiskey notes.
Wow.
Get the barrel. It's solid.
It's just the whole line is solid, folks. All of it.
Yeah.
What do we know about price point?
Nothing.
Is it all over the place again? Like we found that the other two expressions, the price points were like from $20 to $50.
Yeah. Recap on the Amber site, Amber Beverage Solutions site. The Blanco 45, the Repo 50, the Anejo is at 60. And again, the Google search for shopping prices has it all over the place.
Wow. Even at $60 though, this has the quality of some brands that I've seen at 70 or 80.
There's 55. Although you might want to avoid the Cask Cartel because they're at 160.
Wow. Wow, really? Wow, that's robbery, man.
Plus $24 delivery.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's for the prestige of being with Cask Cartel, really? Wow, man, that's highway robbery. Forget it. Don't do it. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't pay that price because you can find it at a much more reasonable price.
Yeah.
I mean, it there's pros and cons. I like that they didn't spend a lot of the money on they took thoughtful consideration in the branding of the new liquor, but
Yes.
the coup de grace is the juice. The juice is outstanding.
This whole line has surprised me. It really has. I like
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Brand of Promise nominee. You're beating me to the punch there, pal. The whole line is solid, folks. There is not a weak link in this armor. Just like we said with Ka, I believe that Fábrica de Tequilas Finos, which is what's the number on that again? 14.
Was it 1472?
Wow. I can't get enough of this nose.
1472.
1472. All day long, folks. All day long. Not that the money's not worth it for 100 and some odd plus delivery charges. You're better off probably finding it locally at a much more reasonable price and just
Or
going down.
just go to the Amber Beverage Solution site and get it, which is the link inside the Rooster, Rojo, and site. So.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That's our review, our take of Rooster Rojo. If you find it, you know what? If you're watching this on YouTube and you subscribe, write us in the comments. Let us know if you've had it, what you think, and then how much you're paying for it. Because
where you found it.
Because you know, I don't know what it is about this particular brand, why the pricing, because most brands that we look up, the pricing is generally in the same ballpark.
There was like a couple outliers here and there, but for the most part, they were within about $5 each.
Yeah, but this one's like all over the place. I mean, the Blanco had like a $40 difference, really? Because like I said on the Blanco review, if you get it for $20, load up the truck. You know?
Yeah, won't be disappointed.
No, you won't. Because you can, and you know, the presentation is beautiful enough that we did nominate it for Brand of Promise in the branding and packaging category. It's beautiful.
The
Rooster Rojo. Remember the name. I know if you're watching us in the UK, tell us how much you're paying for it there too, because is the pricing more consistent in the UK and in Europe? Maybe. I don't know. This brand was the first one to, I think this one and one other one were the first ones to launch in the European market first before it came into the US. And I've been chasing them for 3 years. I think we finally had it happen. Thank God. I appreciate the PR company that made it happen and for shipping it out to us. But that's our take. Brand of Promise nominee in the Anejo category.
I love the website, though. You go on the website, you first open it up, and these black feathers, just poof.
I'm gonna have to go to the website. I have to go to the website. We did not get any background information except for what I read in the Blanco category, and that was a 2-year-old email, you know.
And what I found online, that was about it.
That's it. So basically, just coming from our taste buds, it's solid, folks. It is great. Yeah, go get it, find it, tell us what you think of it. You know, hit the notification bell on this video. Follow us on all of our channels: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Follow Dave on his Instagram, and you know, if you're listening to us on the podcast, hey, download it on iTunes, you know, or you know, Spotify, and whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.